In today's episode, we will be chatting with Alan Rabinovich. He's the founder and executive director at ScholarStem. He has been teaching students internet technology for over 12 years, primarily focused on project-based learning. ScholarStem works with schools across the East Coast, offering staff, curriculum, and training for high-quality after-school technology classes. Alan holds a master's degree in Instructional Technology and Media from Columbia University's Teachers College. All right, tell us about ScholarStem.
Yeah, ScholarStem is an after-school technology provider, and we pretty much do the entire process from the ground up. So we make our own curriculum in-house. We have teacher training, and we also provide staff and an instruction team for schools that might not have staff members willing to teach. Also on the student side, we have a platform where students can sign in and follow their own progress. And for example, in our Roblox class, which I think we're going to talk about later, students can see exactly what part of their project they're up to. They'll have some helpful videos that'll help them along. And it allows the teachers, whether it's our own or our partner sites teachers, to also track the students' progress. So that's kind of, that's what we do.
And so what makes ScholarStem so different from all of the other tech companies that you can find on demand now, that weren't in existence 20 years ago? So what makes you all so different?
Yeah. First off, I'm sure there are a lot of really great organizations out there. And I haven't tried all of them, so I can't say for sure 100% that we are the best and the greatest. But, we have a lot of experience running these sort of programs. We've been operating we started out in New York City in 2015. And so currently we're one of the larger New York City DOE vendors for technology after school programs. So we have a lot of experience. We've worked with tons of students, and we've kind of picked up on what I think is the most effective way of providing tech education. And that is by enabling students to kind of control their own learning. So our curriculum, where you might see another site or another company do kind of what I like to call a recipe style curriculum. So it looks something like this. We will be making a maze game today. To make that, first add a character. And then they add a character. Now, design the maze that looks just like this. Okay, I'll do that. And a lot of videos, a lot of courses do that exact kind of stuff. And students, they make projects. They look really good. However, if you were to ask that same student, hey, could you make a second level for your maze game without looking at these instructions? It's kind of really tough for them because they're so used to following that recipe style. So we learned that, and learning from our first couple of years of doing that, now we kind of enable students more on a prompt sort of base. So we tell students, listen, we're making a puzzle game. Here are the constraints for the puzzle game. Go on and see what you can do. We also provide skill videos rather than instructional videos, so the students can actually reference their learning and kind of help themselves while also having a facilitator there to help them out. So I'm not sure if I explained that the best, but we really try to put the power in the students' hands when they're making their own projects. And that's what I think kind of differentiates us.
And I honestly think that's amazing. As a former teacher, that was something that you run into a lot, is that kids, they seem to struggle once you push them to go above and beyond what was asked initially. So shifting gears a little bit and thinking about your organization mission, which states anyone can learn and teach tech. One of the things I have a question about is, how do you, with out of school time providers and educators, whether in K-12 or the out of school time landscape, how do you address varying backgrounds and education levels? I'm a millennial, and there's some tech that I'm completely mind blown by. My nephews show me stuff all the time, and I'm like,
yeah. No, same. Yeah. We advertise especially our training programs as quote unquote 0 to hero. We expect that a lot of the teachers who we work with, right, different generations, different backgrounds, different prerequisite pieces of knowledge, we understand that, and we try to create training and model our curriculum for anybody to be able to, obviously, it's not going to be super easy. There's going to be work involved in learning and training, but we do think that the type of curriculum that we design can be facilitated by many, many different types of teachers. And like I said, we have experience working for several years with hundreds of teachers doing these programs. So we kind of have, real data showing that. But we think the way that the curriculum is structured, like I said, it's more student focused, student empowered, takes a little bit of pressure off the facilitator, right? It's not like you have to be at the front on the board. This is the exact step. This is step 2 of this project, right? No, you want to give the students that power. And if you see them kind of maybe falling behind or having a few questions, we show you kind of how to help them out in that capacity.
And so what are some of the core skills that educators out of school or K-12 might need to effectively facilitate STEM content, STEM technology?
Yeah, I would say probably the number one most important thing would be a growth mindset, if you will. As long as the teacher or the staff member wants to be a tech teacher, right, or a tech facilitator, will provide you with the content knowledge that you need, right? So as long as you're open, obviously anybody when they start, I'm sure when Mozart, when he was 3 years old, when he first sat at a piano, it was really tough, right? So anybody when they first start something, it's going to be tough. But as long as you're confident, first of all, in your own, passion and potential for growth, and you're confident in us training you, I guarantee that you'll be able to lead your own tech class. Pretty much, any sort of prerequisite knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, and let's focus back on the students for a minute
Yeah.
and thinking about programs like Roblox, Minecraft, Scratch. They tend to generate a lot of male interest. And what we found is that girls just don't seem to be as interested. How do you guys make coding and technology interesting for girls? And then how do we continue to garner long-term investments in technology career fields, specifically for girls?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough question. And, looking at our data for, our existing programs, clearly there's a higher ratio of boys to girls. Now, what I think happens a lot of times, especially with that sort of recipe style curriculum that I mentioned earlier, right? That traditional style of tech curriculum, is you start to see some of the creator biases creep in, right? And a lot of times this tech curriculum is also made by maybe my male teachers or male curriculum designers, at least, what I've seen. And so those biases start kind of coming in the more you try to control what the students make. And so what I think is opening up the curriculum, giving the students a bit more freedom in what they can make, kind of unlocks perhaps some passions, right? Especially for girls to make things that they've always wanted to make, but just never had the outlet to do so, right? So instead of coming in and saying, hey guys, we're going to make a fighting game, right? Because that's what teaches you how to make games. We'll say, hey, this is how you make a game. You tell us what sort of game you want to make, right? And I think that allows for a wider range of interests, right? For both boys and girls, younger students, older students. And so, we're definitely trying our best to kind of even out that ratio.
And if any out of school time providers are interested in connecting with you or learning more about ScholarStem, where can they do that?
Yeah. So the easiest place would be our website, right? www.scholarstem.com. Pretty easy. And also I'm very available via email. My email is pretty simple. It's just Allen, ALLEN, @scholarstem.com. You can feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alan. And I definitely hope that all the out of school time providers in North Carolina specifically take advantage of ScholarStem because it sounds like awesome content and curriculum. It sounds like you guys are supporting teachers, especially now that we're looking for virtual content and how to navigate the world right now. So thank
Yeah.
you so much.
No problem. And one thing I want to say also regarding North Carolina specifically is, the reason we're doing the seminar today, we will be looking to open up a North Carolina office this coming fall. And I know you met Tiffany Atiles. She couldn't be here, but she's awesome. She's one of our top facilitators in New York, and she looks to be eventually moving down to North Carolina and running the office down there. And I think she's going to do an awesome job. So chances are, if anybody is going to be connecting with us, you'll be speaking with Tiffany as well. And I'm sure Shanika can confirm that she's really good at what she does. So yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Shanika, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And I think any educators that are definitely interested, again, Tiffany's great. And I think you guys will love the ScholarStem curriculum and content. Thank you so much, Alan. Have a great
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
To learn more about ScholarStem, visit www.scholarstem.com or email Alan at allen@scholarstem.com. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this and others that we know you'll enjoy. Do you have an idea for a STEMinar or a webinar that you would love to see NCCAP cover? Well, comment below or check out our website at www.ncafterschool.org.